What's going on, my people? This is Dr. Hood, and we are back with another exclusive. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button for more, and hit that bell for notifications. This one right here, we have a video featuring Kevin Samuels. You got Kay, the Kay Show. She's on the Lapeef Network. A couple other people that I recognize on here to be regulars on that show. I'm gonna go ahead and slim it up a little bit right here. We're gonna just be kicking back, maybe rolling up a little bit of Blackberry Kush or something like that. We just getting a little lifted early in the morning. We got a lot of creative things that we're gonna be doing. So just want you guys to enjoy the video. This is fair use. We're not trying to steal or take credit from the Lapeef Network any kind of way. I will leave the original video in the description if that helps out, and with the YouTube respect factor. You want to be respectful in these YouTube streets, but this is a reaction by me, so let's go.
Kevin, you want to talk about the DNA thing?
Okay,
I know you do.
Well,
Let's get him to talk about that first.
Well, but because she did ask about the Ciara thing, and because I've spoken about this, why it matters to men in general, black men in particular, the symbolism. Whether you agree with what a lot of black men are saying, you need to listen to them, because black men's media representation, until we have decided to start taking control of it, has been contrived for us in the media. So we have to. So every depiction of us matters.
Right.
And you have arguably a man who would be considered an alpha male, went to Stanford, as 2 Super Bowl winning quarterback, and he's married to a woman who's a...
Well, see, this is where I want to put a little bit of pushback. You're not considered an alpha male just because you go to Stanford and you're a quarterback, and you know what I'm saying? And you make it to the NFL. I think that's the part that is just mind-boggling. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to interrupt him too much. So let me back up a few seconds and try to get the whole gist of what he was saying. But for the record, just because you make it to the NFL and you go to Stanford, you're not considered an alpha male at all. As a matter of fact, there's probably 10 times more beta males at Stanford than alpha males. But you guys can believe anything you want to believe on YouTube.
And you have arguably a man who would be considered an alpha male, went to Stanford, as 2 Super Bowl winning quarterback, and he's married to a woman who's
He only won 1 Super Bowl. I'm gonna back this up one time, but Russell Wilson only won 1 damn Super Bowl. Let's get that straight. You know what I'm saying? You got to remember, Dr. Hood from Seattle, so I was here when he threw that interception. All right, so.
A man who would be considered an alpha male, went to Stanford, as 2 Super Bowl winning quarterback, and he's married to a woman who's a Christian woman twerking, and she's the baby mama of a man who has like 13 children. Where do you see that outside the black community? Tom Brady. I mean, it's just not a good depiction. And even if I can talk about them in an isolated event, I will say the optics looks bad. Your wife is supposed to be for you,
right?
Not for
this.
And the fact that, especially in the black community, a community that has, for the most part, been pretty damn socially conservative, that we're even questioning why people look at an issue, is kind of troubling.
Right.
I don't see Tom Brady's wife twerking nowhere.
Right. Because that's what we get in the black community, and we're supposed to just be okay with it. And I like pausing because you get all these facial expressions. You know what I'm saying? I think I might go back and check out the original video because, I think this was a good one. Shout out Lapeef Network, K, the K Show, the KA Show. You know, she's always ruffling some feathers over there. But, you know, just to sum up the little 30 seconds of what he said, like, Ciara, she's Russell Wilson's a God-fearing man, Christian, supposedly Christian man. Ciara's supposed to be a Christian woman. She got a kid by Future that's got, let's just say, upwards of 7+ other kids. Okay, he's, you know, this is his wife. This is the best that he can do. This is his wife, and she's twerking, like, you know. And the third, it's definitely a thirst trap, because I mean, you could just go look at the comments, and I'm not gonna say like Ciara's a bad looking lady. You know, her little, she can definitely move, but why do I have the privilege to see all of that, and I didn't put any work in? It's like, we can just get up on social media. We don't have to put any work in, and boom, you know, we can see everybody's wife, you know, in a sexual, provocative way. And it's supposed to be okay. You know, all the women, you know, if we like this video, I'm gonna get bashed. I'm gonna get pushback. I'm gonna get backlash because of what I'm saying. And I'm insecure. You know, I'm insecure because I wouldn't want my wife to be twerking on. Why are we talking about this? Let's go.
So Kevin, would you say that it is mainly the like you used the word optics? I was just about to say that if you didn't. Do you think it's mainly the optics, like overall the image that's being portrayed in terms of Black people, more so than like this individual?
In terms of Black men. Black men are tired of, Black men have taken too many L's. We're just tired of losing in the media.
Definitely.
And every time Black men are hypersensitive, and for good reason, about our image. For the longest, it was outside of our control. So now when we start to have actually say something, and the pushback. See, it would be one thing if Black men said one thing about Ciara and Russell Wilson, and there was no pushback from women. It's the pushback from women. It's almost like, well, how dare you say something?
Right.
And I've sided on the side of saying I understand why Russell Wilson is doing what he does, but I also have to take a step back and say it's bigger than Russell and Ciara. You are representative of us because we are one big Black community in the way the world looks at it. So
right.
We have to get to.
And every woman these days, they want that Russell Wilson Ciara relationship, you know. And there'll be regular guys that get curved on a regular basis, on an everyday basis, because they don't have the accolades of Russell Wilson. They didn't put all those hours training and playing football and, you know, working, you know what I'm saying, and going to Stanford and, you know, all of that. So if regular guys, we don't get that. We don't get that. So at least what they could do is, if you know that you're in a position and people are watching you, set an example. You know, I'm not a saint. I'm not a damn person that just, you know, never committed sins and, you know, whatever. But growing up in my neighborhood, you know, every now and then an older person or my mom or, you know, whatever, she'll say, you know, your brothers and sisters, you know, they look up to you. You know, just do the right thing. Even when I want to be an asshole, even when I wanted to just flip the handle and just, you know, just flip out, you know, my mom or somebody would tell me, hey man, you're a leader, or my mom would say, hey, you know your brother and sisters, you know, they're watching you. They look up to you. So, Ciara, I mean, I know it's hard to believe, you know, that somebody that, she's got a talented voice, but, you know, somebody that's twerking all the time can actually be somebody that people look up to. But, you know, shit happens, you know, or a guy that just run around and fuck up his brain cells and throw a fucking football would be a leader, and, you know, that everybody would want to be like, you know. So, just the luck of the draw. You know, everybody's not going to be in the NFL. Everybody's not going to have a music contract like Ciara, you know. So, you just got to hold yourself to a higher standard. That's all I'm saying.
in our community where the voice of men matters without question. Because it's like every time a black man brings something to the forefront, it's always questioned to the nth degree. Why? And eventually it's because, goddamn, we're men. We're the only group of men who have to validate ourselves in front of other men, and then in front of our women, in front of everybody.
You know what, Kevin? You're the first one, I think, tonight that I've heard come at it from that angle in terms of the black community and just the optics of it and the representation and things like that. I don't think I heard anyone else say that. So in your opinion, how could black men more effectively, I guess, communicate these things? Because I think some of the disconnect is because earlier when people were talking, I'm like, okay, that's what you would do. That's what you would do. It was coming from a very personal,
I gotta check this one.
And emotional kind of standpoint, like personally for whoever was talking. So like, how could it be more effectively communicated so that it's seen in a way that is conducive for like our community being seen, I guess, more positively in the media?
How can it be communicated more effectively?
Right, well, versus getting emotional and saying, well, if it was my wife, outside of that, like.
That's not getting emotional. Just because a man thinks that Ciara is outright disrespecting her husband by getting up here doing this, she's seeking attention, you know. She might got Russell Wilson, but she's not gonna stop until she gets Jay-Z, you know. And women that do this, you know, I mean, that's what they want. You know, they want to hang out with other girls that got the man with the bag, you know, and it's a big ass circus. And if you get caught up in that, that's just you, you know. It's the gift and the curse. You know, if you want to live that celebrity lifestyle, you know, that's kind of what comes with it. You know, that's why us regular guys, you know, we're happy with what we got. You know, our finances are straight, our family straight, kids healthy, you know, doing a life to where, you know, it's not all on the spotlight. It's not all doing this, because when you get those type of friendships, lifestyles, and, you know, this is what you're doing, it's going to be a lot of fake activity going on. A lot of people hanging around you just because of your status versus, you know, your ability to teach them something, or, you know, a good trait to rub off, you know, your resilience or your drive, your passion. You know, sometimes in the real world, you know, people hang around you for those qualities. In that world, you know, they're just gonna hang around you if you're in the NFL. You know, I had a cousin that made it to the NFL recently, maybe about 5 years ago. You see a post, and because I got a big ass family, but they'll post him every single day. You know, he's got a game Saturday. He's doing this, doing that. This good cousin of mine. You know, I used to cut his hair when he was a little kid, and now, and he doesn't give a shit. But now, you know, he's not in the NFL anymore, and nobody even posts him. Nobody posts him. You know, it's not none of this shit. You know, all of the fake people, the happy birthdays and all this shit, you know, it's gone. Okay? So it's just two different worlds. And I didn't think this reaction would go like this. I thought that I would be probably bashing Ciara because, you know, I've seen her Instagram. But that just goes to show that the Dr. Hood reactions are very authentic, and you don't know what road we're gonna travel down. Let me play the rest of this clip.
What advice would you give?
This may not be popular, but you have to. It's kind of like this guy who's in the news for getting 110 years for this for the accident that killed all those people. There are people who are just saying he killed 4 people. You've seen extremes on both ends, but the people who are really extreme tend to have somebody who's died in a car accident who's a truck driver. And you can understand why people have hyper emotion. I get the fact why so many brothers feel this way, and I would just say, if people start feeling a little bit more empathy for why normally logical men are going straight to the emotion, because it surpasses so much because our image has been so contrived for us. I do this for a living. I've been doing this for a long time, and my expectations of most men aren't the same as I have for myself, which is why brothers feel some kind of way when they see one of us on the stage who achieved so much. He's like, man, you know what it's like out here for us. And you should also say, well, man,
that's actually right. Because it's just a thing that us black guys got, because we're not complaining about everything. We're not running the victim Olympics, okay? We're not doing any of that. We know that this life is unfair. We accept it. We move on. We drive. We take losses every day. Resilient. Get back up, and keep pushing. I know people that take a couple losses, they're done. They're out for the count. I've seen it. Good people with good attributes take a loss, take a couple losses, they're done. Their whole trajectory is off, But for the guys that stick to it, you wasn't better than nobody else. You just didn't quit, or you didn't, come on now, let's go.
Are you on to, well, Sierra, why you got to do like that? I mean, it's not even something we really want to have to talk about, honestly. But it is where I'll put it up on us as men. Black men have to get black male media by black men for black men to where we start controlling our own image to where we don't have to have athletes, entertainers, and musicians be the forefront where the business class and the politicians and the political and the power structure should be for us.
Because they didn't ask for that. And it's kind of unfair that they're left with a lot of that responsibility. Okay? They didn't ask for that.
That's our struggle, because we don't have black male media. So, no, the group has that issue. That's why I hammer that so much. But we were talking about this paternity thing.
Yes.
And what I don't understand is why so many women would be offended because men want to know, and because you carry the child. I mean, back in the monarchy, the lineage was determined through the queen. It was said what they were saying, mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
Right. I heard that.
Parental discrepancy has been something with us forever until we had DNA testing. And when we started having DNA testing, we started finding out about a whole lot of stuff that wasn't right. There have been plenty of women who have been offended up one side and down another. And then when Maury come back, you are not the father. All of a sudden it becomes something else.
Right.
So I don't understand why wanting to know is so offensive to women knowing what men have to risk. That's what I don't get. It's like women are offended, and it's like as though the man is just doing something to be vindictive, spiteful. In other words, it ain't about you. It's about his peace of mind. And this is one of the problems so many black men have. Even when I was sitting down and talking in Miami last week, I was like, I often ask women, what do men do that's good that has nothing to do with you? And I hear nothing, because sadly, we've gotten to a point in the world, and especially in our community, that all of our actions are viewed through the lens of the woman.
Yes.
I know you want to, Kevin, you want to talk about.
That was a good one. I'm glad you guys tuned in. I'm gonna leave the original video in the description, and you guys go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. It's Dr. Hood Reaction Gang. I'm out. Peace.